All right, so what's up, everybody? I'm here in Amman, Jordan, in the restaurant called Bayt Sara with Sara herself. So Bayt Sara, for those of you who don't know, means House of Sarah in Arabic. And so she'll tell you more about it, but it's the first fully vegan restaurant open in the country. And to this day, it's really one of the only vegan restaurants in the country
Yes.
and in Amman, right?
Yes.
So thank you so much for being in the interview. That was like my third take. I get nervous sometimes. But anyways, so thank you so much for being part of the interview. And yeah, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you so much for passing by and visiting us. Yes. My name is Sarah. I'm half Romanian, half Palestinian Jordanian. I was born in Romania. I moved here in Jordan 7 years ago. I'm an activist. I opened 5 years ago the first vegan restaurant and the only one in the whole country. I'm a mother of plus 160 stray cats. I volunteer a lot for stray cats, and half percent of our income and the whole tips goes for spaying the animals, medication, feeding them, and also for refugees' children. So yeah, this is
Very
Sarah.
cool. So that's awesome. It's like a big activist work you do then.
Yes, and I hope more people to do that. In Jordan, we need a lot.
And you, before you were mentioning that you worked with the donkeys in Petra, right?
Yes, I'm a rescue of donkeys, camels, and horses. I go very often there. I volunteer there. I'm helping Peta for deals here. They have a clinic in Wadi Musa. They are doing a really great job. Last year, they released the horses, the carriages horses from the main entrance of Petra till the treasury. I hope very soon even the other half of Petra will be out of carriages for horses, and yeah, there
Yeah.
is a lot of work.
Yeah, and because I remember I went to Petra a few years, well, I went to Petra 9 years ago when I studied abroad here, and yeah, they use the donkeys to carry everything up, and do I guess they give people rides on the donkeys too?
Yes, they
Yeah.
still do that, but half of the Petra now they use the electric golf cars
Okay.
that PETA donated to the government.
Okay.
And so now the rides are much lesser than before what you saw. The
Okay.
abuses are more or less.
Right.
And I hope very soon they will be banned, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of work,
Inshallah.
inshallah.
And you mentioned that you work with PETA here as well.
I volunteer for them. I'm helping them in anything what they need from the past 7 years. They have a clinic in Wadi Musa next to
Okay.
Petra, and they are doing a really great job. They are rescuing a lot of donkeys and camels and treat them, and yeah.
All right. Cool. That's awesome. Well, thanks for all the work that you do.
Thank you for being here and passing by.
Absolutely. So the first question I have for you is, how long have you been vegan, and what caused you to go vegan?
Okay, so I was born vegetarian.
Okay.
My mother, she was born vegetarian, and me and my brother, we grow in a vegetarian family. Let's
Okay.
say it like that. Once I moved to Italy, like 20 years ago, I become pescatarian.
Okay.
And for me, the switch to vegan, it was very easy when I moved here because I was pescatarian in that time and never eat meat or chicken. But when I moved here and I saw that all the fish it's frozen, I was like, okay, I will become vegan 100%.
Yeah.
And after a while, I saw many things happening with the animals here, so it was a very strong answer for me that I need to go ahead.
Okay. And so that was after coming here.
Yes.
And so then what drove you to open a vegan restaurant?
The main reason I opened this place it was because it was very hard for me to find vegan options. Actually, the Jordanian cuisine in general, the Middle Eastern cuisine, it's so easy to veganize it.
Yeah.
But because the lifestyle here, it's in a different way. People they love to eat meat. It's
Yeah.
part of their lifestyle.
Yeah.
So it was very hard for me to find vegan restaurants. There was not at all actually. I was eating hummus and falafel almost every day.
Yeah.
And in one point, I said, I want to open a vegan restaurant. For sure, all my friends, no one believed in my dream. Either my family, my mom and
Wow.
my dad was like, you work it hard in Italy to save money and you came here and you want to invest in a vegan place. People will not understand what you are doing. It's completely different than what you think.
Yeah.
So they was right. The
Yeah.
first
They
four
were right.
years, yeah, the first 4 years was a very heavy journey.
Okay.
It was not many people visiting me. Like I can barely pay the electricity bills
Okay.
from what I was doing inside of the work. But this is the fifth year of the restaurant, and thanks God, it's starting to going on the right
Yeah.
track. Yeah.
It's got really good reviews on Google. I just heard some people were in here and they were loving the shawarma that you had.
Yes, I veganized the cuisine, the Italian, Romanian, Jordanian, and Hungarian because
Yeah.
of all my backgrounds and because of my mom and my dad. I veganized all the recipes and the most famous traditional Jordanian sandwich called shawarma.
Yeah.
I veganize it, so everyone loves my vegan shawarma and my vegan mayonnaise.
Yeah, it's amazing. So if you guys are around, you should come check it out. So can you tell us a little bit more about the restaurant then? Like what different types of cuisine you make?
The cuisine, everything it's handmade food. We don't buy processed products from the supermarket. I'm doing my own vegan product. The cuisine is between Italian, Romanian, Jordanian, and Hungarian. They are homemade based dishes. The desserts are free of sugar and the drinks also.
Okay, nice.
And my place is free of plastic and pet friendly.
Awesome, yeah. And if you'll notice, like everywhere around, we got decorated with a bunch of, pet messaging, climate change fighting messaging, vegan messaging, obviously. So,
Yes, we need to be more careful with the climate change.
100%, yeah, 100%. They've got a sign over here that says, I don't think it's in the shop, but, fight climate change with diet change, go vegan. Animal agriculture is the number one cause of deforestation.
And it's true. And I think all of us, all over the world, we are feeling this.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, do you have any more history you want to tell us about the restaurant? You mentioned that the first 4 years were tough. Did something happen to make it turn around this fifth year?
Yes, I think I organized so many vegan events. I start every 2 months hosting an event with 200 vegan meals for free.
Okay.
I make events with safe movement animals. I volunteer for them, if you know them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we host Seaspiracy documentary in my place.
Like a viewing?
Yes, outside we
Okay.
put 100 chairs and we give free vegan meals for the people who they attend. I organize vegan festivals every year, 2 edition, where we support the local community who they produce their own homemade products, vegan and plastic free and sugar free. We have a message. We are the people that we need to send a message.
100%.
We are not the people in charge to say, no, you should be vegan. No, that's not my message, and that's not Bayt Sara.
Yeah.
As you can try to eat healthier, to see how your body feels, more or less pain,
Yeah.
more, yes, many things good. But this year, yes, started work it. We see often more Jordanians people crossing our door, and
Okay.
that makes me so happy finally.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And even if they are not vegan or they are only vegetarians or they are not vegan or vegetarians at all, they like to come here once in a while to have a healthy meal, and they like so much my vegan shawarma. And that's very important for me because it's their traditional most famous sandwich, and I switch it to vegan and they are so happy with the taste
Yeah.
and the way they feel after, so that makes me more happy.
That's amazing to hear. And I always feel that getting people to eat more plant-based foods in general is a big first step
Yes.
in getting people to change the way they eat overall. I live in Germany right now, and I was at a restaurant. I asked the people sitting with me if they were vegan or vegetarian, and they said, no, like we're trying to eat less meat. We're trying to eat more plant-based. So it's amazing that you have a place where people can come and enjoy the food, and especially that you veganize the shawarma and all the different food that that you're able to offer. So
Yeah, it's you don't need to be vegan to eat vegan.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, again, and of course, and you wouldn't be able to survive if it's just vegans coming, right? There aren't
Exactly.
that many vegans here in the Middle East. Or I guess on that note, what is the status of veganism here in the Middle East, or at least in Amman? I don't know if you can speak
In
to us.
Amman, the status, I don't know to tell you exactly how many vegans are living here. I know that we have vegetarians, many. vegans, it's a very small amount, but it's growing. I know in the that Dubai and Qatar, it's in a very high level. It's picking up in a very fast way, and I'm so
really?
proud of it. Yes.
In the Gulf countries?
Yes, in the Gulf countries, they
Okay.
open plant-based factories, vegan cosmetics companies also. So that's a very huge step. And I think Jordan is on the way also.
Okay.
It's a bit risky, like a business-wise. I can tell you after 5 years that this place never bring money, you know. But in the same time, I can tell you that definitely 100%. It's a business that can grow later on. It's not at the beginning.
So you kind of touched on this earlier, but do you find it's difficult to be vegan in Jordan or in the Middle East in general?
Honestly, if you talk technical cuisine way, it's very easy because the Middle Eastern cuisine is very easy to veganize it. It's enough to remove the meat or the chicken and it's
Yeah.
become vegan by itself.
Yeah.
But in Jordan, it's a bit hard to be vegan because we are importing most of the vegan products from USA in
Yeah.
general, and it's really expensive. So people need to have a good salary here
Yeah.
to become vegans, or if they want to cook by themselves, they need a lot of time
Yeah.
so they can produce their own vegan products. But it's not hard to be vegan in
Yeah.
the Middle East. We have so many options. We have already the Middle Eastern cuisine that we have falafel and hummus,
Yeah, exactly.
tabbouleh, mutabal, that is
Yeah.
already vegan. And also we have veggies and fruits in
Yeah.
Jordan. yeah?
Exactly right.
We have a good market of veggies, fresh veggies and fresh fruits, and they are not expensive.
Right. Would you say maybe it's hard to be vegan in Jordan if you want to eat, all the imported stuff, but if you want to eat like tabbouleh, falafel, hummus, like it's probably more accessible?
Yes, more accessible, more cheap, and
Yeah.
easy way to be vegan.
Exactly, yeah. And so that was going to be my next question. What are the plant-based roots of the cuisine here in the Middle East in the first place?
We have yalanji, dawali, the grapes, the leaf
Yeah.
grapes stuffed with
Exactly.
rice inside.
Exactly.
They usually do it with rice and lemon on the top. Some of them they do it with mincemeat, so they can remove just the mincemeat and they become vegan. The upside down traditional magluba,
Maluba, yeah.
they can remove the chicken and it's
Yeah.
vegan. Tabbouleh is vegan.
Yeah.
Hummus,
Yeah.
falafel, and other dishes. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of the food is already plant-based here in the middle. All of the traditional food
Yes.
is plant-based. And it's funny, I was actually, a few days ago, I was at a cooking class, and do you know Bayt Sara?
Yes.
Yes, I was in Bayt Sara. And on one hand, I think 70-80% of the food that we prepared was already vegan, 100% plant-based. And it was crazy when I'm eating the falafel or I'm eating the spinach wraps we made, and they're just bursting with so much flavor already with the different like pomegranate sauces that they have, the lemon that they put, the garlic, the parsley, all that. And it's just crazy to me when people actually think, or people still think that vegan food doesn't have flavor, when so much of Middle Eastern cuisine, or a lot of it, is 100% plant-based, and it's known for being delicious, and people all over the world enjoy it every day. The whole thing ended up being completely vegetarian. They had some egg dishes too. But I don't think most people realize that were there who are not vegan or vegetarian by any means, that they had a completely meat-free meal. You see what I'm
Yes.
saying? So, yeah, so vegan food can be good.
Yeah,
As
it
we
is
know.
good.
Yeah, of course. And so, you mentioned matluba and mansaf, which are very classic traditional Jordanian dishes. Do you have any plans of making those here, or can you even veganize those in the first place? I know you're talking about matluba a little bit. And could you also maybe explain what matluba and mansaf is for those of us who, or for those viewers who don't know what those are?
Okay, so mansaf is the most famous traditional Jordanian dish here, main traditional dish. They do it from lamb with rice and a dried yogurt that they call it jamit. And the magluba is the upside down dish that they put rice, zucchini, eggplants, carrots, cauliflower, onion, and chicken. So both of them, it's very easy to veganize them as long as you remove the meat and the yogurt from inside or the chicken.
Yeah.
And I don't have any plan for now to add them in my menu as long as I have already two traditional Jordanian
Yeah.
most famous sandwiches that most of the tourists and people who they are visiting our beautiful country, they cannot have them other way only in this place. The zinger, the crispy sandwich zinger, and the shawarma. So now I'm with these two going on the menu, but you never know later on. You never
Yeah,
know.
maybe. And so I actually, she just served me the shawarma that she was talking about, and it was incredible. And so it was really meaty. You know, how you had that meat. What texture? What did you use to
It's
get
soy
that?
based.
It's soy based.
But it's
Yeah.
flavored with my own spices
Okay.
and
Yeah.
my own recipe. And the vegan mayonnaise, I do it by myself. I
There we
don't
go.
buy it. So yeah.
That's cool. And so clearly you're able to make a meaty-like substance already. So maybe if you ever did want to make the ma'lube or the mansaf with some kind of meat replacement, looks like you'd be well on your way.
Yeah, it needs to be.
Yeah.
Maybe soon.
Yeah. Well, Sara, thank you so much. I think that's all the questions that I have for you. Thank you so much for accepting the interview. And yeah, do you have any questions for me or anything you want to ask me?
Thank you so much for your work that you
Yeah.
are doing. Keep up the great job. I think we need the vocal, the vocal vegan all over the world.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
you
yeah.
need to travel all over the
Thank
world
you, yeah.
to do this, and more people like this they will do. I think we can send a beautiful message to everyone.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, try to be healthy, all of you. Stay safe. Um, Try to help animals around you and people in need. This is my message, and take care of our own planet.
Yeah. Thank you. I agree completely. Well, thank you so much again for your time. And yeah, come check out Bayt Sara if you're here in Amman, Jordan. So
Thank you.
yeah, thank you guys.
You can have a seat wherever you feel, and I will come to bring you water.
No, don't worry. We're just live streaming. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just